Hello, my friends. Just hopping on here. Just finished a run in my nice 80s jacket. My hair's all messed up, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. It kept me warm out in the cold tonight, and I loved it. Had my podcast I was listening to and got some music in there and got some positive affirmations in there. And so I just loved it. I loved being out. I love being out in nature. It is so much easier for me to run outside, even in the cold, dressed like my 80s, beautiful 80s jacket, than it is to get on a treadmill. A treadmill just seems so long to run. So I just bundled up today and went out there. So I wanted to hop on here and just talk about hard days. We all have them, right? And the thing we need to remember is that we're supposed to have some hard days. You got to have opposition in everything. You have to have some sad so that you know when you're happy. You have to have some good. You have to have some bad because that's life. If you think of it, that everything is 50-50. We cannot all be happy 100% of the time. And then we don't want to be sad 100% of the time either. So if we think of that 50-50 rule, then we break free of that thought in our head of we're always supposed to be happy. We're always supposed to do, everything right. We're always supposed to have a smile on our face. Now, it doesn't mean we want to wallow in our misery or anything. We want to experience all emotions. And so, I think of it like having kids. We all know the world. There's some things that go on in this world that are not so great. And, there's some horrible things that happen to people in the world. There's some horrible things that happen to kids in the world. And there's all those risks. You could get in a car and you can get in a car accident. You can get on a plane, you can get in a plane accident. You can go swimming, you can drown. But does that stop us from having children? Does that stop us from bringing kids into the world? Well, most of us still have kids. Why do we do that? Why do we bring children into this world, because things could happen? Well, it's because of the joy that outweighs the bad. The joy is better and the experiences you have are so much better. I always think of okay, motherhood's hard and you got teenagers and little kids and you're going through all these hard times, but then you step back and you go, oh my gosh, I love being a mom. Oh my gosh, I love all of the, watching my kids accomplish things, watching my kids do great things. I always love to go to their end of year banquets, whether it's a sports banquet, a class banquet, a drama banquet, or anything like that, because I get to sit there and I get to be oh my gosh, this is the reward of being a mom, that you get to see the great things they accomplish. And if I was afraid of all of the bad world, that might stop me from having the good. If you hide in your house because you're afraid that something bad might happen, well, you're still going to be afraid in your house because you're going to be worried that somebody might find you in the house, so you hide even more. Well, if you embrace that and you go, I'm going to embrace life and I'm going to experience everything, then it takes away that fear. It takes away that fear and you have that confidence to go out in the world and experience great things that you might have missed if you just stayed hidden and didn't, want to experience anything bad, but then you're missing out on all of the good. So I wanted to encourage you, we all have those bad days. Just embrace the bad days. When you have little kids and you think my life is never going to end, I'm going to always have little kids. And then they grow up and then you're oh, these teenagers are driving me crazy. Well, embrace it because you know what? Then they grow up and then they're adults and then they leave, And so if you embrace the moment you're in, instead of always hoping for something you don't have, then you miss out on all the good that you can be experiencing and enjoying the journey you're on. We're all supposed to experience in this life and have goods and bads. And if we realize that the worst that can happen is a feeling, if I go out there, even if I hit my funny bone and we all know how bad that hurts, well, still it's sending things up here and you're experiencing that hurt up here. Your elbow physically, it's all in your brain. It's all in how you think. So if you go, okay, what's the worst? Is a feeling of fear, a feeling of, sadness or anything, then we can go, okay, I can handle those feelings. I've handled them before. I can handle what life's going to bring at me, and then I can tackle it head on, and I can be that's good, because I'm going to experience the good, I'm going to experience the bad, because if you've experienced sadness, you appreciate happiness so much better. If you've gone through trials, as hard as they may be, when you come out on the other end, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm such a better person because of the things I went through. And sometimes, it takes a little while. You gotta like wait a little while after that trial to be able to like look back and go, oh, I'm a better person because of it. I can help other people go through those trials now because I went through it and I survived and I made it through. So I want everyone to go out there, have a great day, enjoy life, enjoy everything you're going through, and enjoy that and share it with others and help them enjoy life as well. Okay, that's it for y'all, my friends, and have a good evening.